Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku, and we also had, the Bat Family. Now, the Bat Family, they have definitely been through a few things, and they have been trying their best to get back control of Gotham. Now, Gotham has been put into crime for a little around 3 months. And in that amount of time, villains have been running around and scheming. They've been doing things. And for 2 of those months, Deku's been around trying to help. Now, right now, Bane, Croc, and many other of the powerful villains, they're all down. It's mainly just the bosses. You got Two-Face, you got Penguin, you got Black Mask, and you even have possibly even the Riddler. These 4, they can cause quite a number of things to happen. They are the major players now. Riddler has been in hiding, but with the fact that he just heard about the Joker's supposedly second death, he might be coming out. Now, speaking of that, Izuku and Barbara. These 2 have a bit of a complicated relationship. However, now they share a bit of a secret. Deku, he's willing to take the blow for Barbara. She stopped herself from stopping him. Deku murdered the clown, and Barbara, she purposely missed a shot at him. Now, Deku, he went to go talk to Mr. Freeze. Him and the man had a heart-to-heart. Deku got his ass kicked by the outsider, and that turned out to be Bruce Wayne, or as I should be calling him by his real identity, Batman. Now, with that being said, Deku and Barbara, they went back to her place and had a drink. They also had some personal time with each other, because they just wanted to be distracted. With all the chaos, all the insanity, everything going on, there's a lot going through Izuku's head, especially right now. Deku, he does lay there in Barbara's bed, and he's just peaceful. He feels a sense of calm, but he also feels something under the surface. He's been calm like this before, but he knows how it will end. He'll always end up angry. He'll always end up mad. And he'll always end up figuring out more things. The Joker's not dead. There's 3 of them. Well, hopefully there was just 3. He killed the 2. And now there's the last one. The Joker, he's scheming and plotting things, but he's also increased his own intensity. So, they have to deal with those 4. And if that is said and done, then Joker, he'll be the only real threat left in Gotham. The police are rallying themselves and getting better and better. With the fact that more of the criminals are starting to retreat because Batman and, supposedly the Red Hood are both in town at the same time, people are starting to lay down some weapons. They know the Red Hood will just fucking kill you. And they know Batman will leave you wishing you were dead in an alleyway. Or on a street. Or in a building. Depends on where he beat the shit out of you at. Now, currently Deku, he does think. And Barbara, she herself does lay there asleep. Before, eventually, Deku, he himself will fall asleep. And Barbara gets a phone call. One that is going to wake her up. Her going to at least answer it and ask, exactly what does Dick want? And Dick, he's not the one on the other end of the line. As currently, Barbara does get to hear Bruce say out loud, it's good to hear from her again. And Barbara does immediately jump up. Her wide awake. Bruce? That's surprising Deku. Him still gonna jump up and see Barbara. Him a little confused. What? Bruce, is that you? Deku, his eyes widening. Bruce returned. And that said quite a bit. Bruce wanted to make things very, very simple. He wants to find Izuku and bring him back to the manor. He wants to chat with him, speak to his son. And Deku, he hears Barbara basically at least talk to Bruce about that. He wants to know if she might know where he's at. Because apparently she went after him last night. And Barbara, she usually tried to hide it from Bruce. Her and him had a bit of a chat, but after that, she parted ways with him, her lying to Bruce. And Bruce, yeah, he does still understand how Barbara could still be angry, but more importantly, he's still angry. He can understand Izuku's hatred towards the Joker, but now he himself has his own personal grievance. Izuku, he didn't deal with one Joker. He may have dealt with three for years. And that, to Bruce, is unsettling. It gives him more anger, more reason. Because how does he know Barbara doesn't still feel at peace? How does he know this still didn't unsettle her? She made her peace a bit of time ago. She understood what happened to her, and she was able to overcome it in a good way, in a healthy way. But Deku, he's dealt with things unhealthily. Violence, anger, rage, all of it. Murder. Izuku murdering the Joker, Batman? He can't justify that himself, but he can understand. Because at one point, the victim had enough. So, they lashed out. Bruce can understand that, but he still wants to try and get Deku on their side. The Joker, he can understand. He can make peace with that. He may not be able to forgive Deku, but Deku can still try and do right by his crimes. Put down the weapons and just use other methods. Well, I'm not really too sure how that would work. You know, heli trained, beating the fuck out of people, bones, muscles, everything torn. Severe brain trauma? Yeah. Maybe that isn't the alternative either. But then again, Batman's not dealing with things in a healthy way either, so there's that. Now, currently, Barbara, she's called back to the Batcave. And a, well, let's just call it APB, was put out for the Red Hood. Now, Barbara, she went ahead and left. And whenever Bruce tried to reach out to Deku on his comm system that Dick gave him, Deku, he eventually did answer. And Bruce wanted to know exactly where he was, because they need to have a chat about what he did. And Deku, he just sat there on top of a roof, him dressed as the Red Hood. You know, Bruce, you don't really need to talk to me about that. Of course I do. You murdered the Joker? Please. Gotham should be throwing me a fucking parade. I know. You do. Really. Izuku, you don't know everything. I never said I did. Good. Now listen. You took up my mantle. You put down the guns. I did. I'm guessing it worked. Yeah. Whatever you injected me with. Thanks. Ruiz got a little surprised. Deku... He's... What? What do you mean? I sleep better at night. I don't feel insane anymore. Yes, screw star's still loose, but hey. I'm alive, I can sleep, I don't have vivid nightmares, and I'm home. How you feeling? I learned that there was 3 of them, years ago. They tortured me. Broke me. I'm not sure, Bruce. I don't know. I'll never be Robin again. But the Red Hood. Being his Robin. The Joker's. I'm not gonna kill. Really. Yeah. That would just make me like him. Make me his Robin. Listen. If this is some lesson in humility, some lesson in trying to get me to reform, I get it. You don't give up on me. I thought you did at one point. But no, he convinced you I was dead. Yeah. So, are you gonna come to the Batcave? No. Right now, I need to handle a few things. Listen, Penguin, I know where he might be. I'll handle him, you handle Mask. Then we'll find Joker. Izuku. Joker, he's planning something now. I know. We can only wait to uncover his schemes. So, what do you think is going to happen next? For the Joker or for the family? You know what I meant. For Gotham. Yeah, right. Listen, I'll handle that for now. You just stay on the sidelines for a minute. You're putting me on the bench. No, I'm telling you to get rest. I'll handle Gotham. Then again, you're still recovering. Were you the one who kicked my ass? Yes. I feel like you needed a boot in the ass. Well, thank you, big old Batman. So, I'll head back to my safe house and... Izuku, you still have a room inside the mansion. Come home. Do I deserve it? Yes. Izuku, I felt the same anger you felt when my parents died. You felt it more. You were obsessed with it more. You just didn't focus it the way I did. That's the difference between me and you. That you're better at focusing on shit? No. Whenever my mother died, when my father was killed, everything I saw in front of me, I wanted Joe Chill dead. But I was afraid. I was sad. When it was you, this city just made you angry. Whenever your mother died, you felt mad. That's the difference. Huh. Maybe. Maybe? Yeah. Listen, I'll think about it. Deku could at least bring his hand up, pressing the button to turn off his communicator. And Bruce, that's all he can really ask. That's all he can really say. And right now, Bruce, he himself is going to go to get back to work. He may still have some injuries, but he's definitely going to deal with Gotham. Let them know Batman is back. The real goddamn Batman. 4 different bosses. And it's only 7 in the morning. So, how many people can he take down today? That's going to be an interesting question. Now, Deku returned back to his safe house. And he just sat there, staring at the helmet. He didn't know what to do with it. The Red Hood. He's not afraid of Joker anymore. But how can he really say that? Becoming his fear, the Red Hood. The Joker turned him into this. But so did Ra's al Ghul. So did... Jesus. So did his parents. Deku, he's not sure. There's so much going through his head. And he starts to think about this. Eventually, he does come to a conclusion. But it's a bit more simple. What was it the doctor said in therapy? You can't heal on your own. You can't change and be better just by yourself. You can take time to reflect, but too much reflection can be bad. Too much work on yourself could be bad. Just try a little bit. Take a step. Every day. It may not look like much when you look forward, but when you look back, you'll notice it. You'll notice the footprints in the sand, and the miles you've walked to get where you are. And Deku, he does decide to take a first step. As currently, outside, Deku, he threw out a few things. However, he kept a few things as well. And right now, Deku, he packed up some bags and he left his apartment. As currently we do actually have outside of Wayne Manor, where right now Alfred, he was doing a few things. Whenever he heard a knock on the door, there was where he was ready. Him still going to bring his hand down into his jacket before pulling out his trusty 44. The 38 for home defense is good. Alfred opening up the chamber. As he does, good at least look at the bullets. But a 44 nowadays in Gotham, I'm going to at least put them back in. And then go to put his gun towards his waist, right next to his pocket. In Gotham nowadays, a 44 is the best thing for home defense. A 38 may not take down whatever super-powered crazy motherfucker might come through that door. But a 44 and a well-placed shot? Yeah. Bruce may not like it, but those are his preferred methods, especially to keep Master Wayne safe. Now, right now, Alfred does get a walk over. Him going to look through the people and see Deku. Before he actually does, go to bring his hand down and unlock the door, opening it up and seeing Deku with some bags. Hey, Alfred. Master Zuko. I take it you've returning home. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Are you famished? I can have lunch ready for you. Please. Alright. I'll grab your bags and... No. I'll grab them myself. Just, they're a little heavy. Nonsense. Alfred walking over and picking up one of the bags, pulling it over his shoulder, talking about it. They are light as a feather. Him at least going to turn to grab the other bag, but Deku himself just going to bend down and grab it, pulling it up, and the two do go to walk inside. And Alfred, he actually is a bit more happy to see this. And currently Deku just to walk through the mansion. Alfred showing him back to his old room, as he does go to at least pull out a key. Him going to unlock it. As the door is going to open up, and Deku is going to walk inside. It's been years, but it hasn't changed. And Deku, he's going to walk over and sit down on the bed. As Alfred does get to talk about it. He'll go get lunch ready, and he'll even make them some tea. Does Izuku fancy anything in particular? Huh. No. Of course. I'll leave you to yourself, Master Midoriya. That'd be where Alfred is going to turn and walk away. No. Alfred, he's happy to see Deku back here. And currently a few people around the mansion, they themselves are here. And someone does decide to try and talk to him. And Bruce, he was quite happy. He understood that Deku had a lot going through his mind. And since he offered this olive branch to Deku and a place to come back to, he was also hoping that it can help Harper row. Now, Harper, she was a bit more violent. She started to use guns, and she tried to turn her own image of a superhero into her own. And she took inspiration from Batman. But Batman never used guns. Now, sorry, I had something in my throat. With that being said, we currently do at least have our Harper. She knocked on the door, and Deku was getting a few things laid out. As we walked over and opened it, there stood Harper. What do you want, kid? I have questions. Yes, I was really dead. Yes, I came back. No, I don't think I can say if there's a heaven or a hell. No, I can't. What? No, none of that. Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? Yeah, never mind. I was asking questions, and I wanted to hear your answers. So what? Is it true that you killed a lot of people? Look at my history. Read the articles you hear about me. The Red Hood. Yeah, I've killed people. So, are you still going to kill? Not sure. Really not sure. There's only really one guy left I want to kill in this world. And his name starts with a J. So he really tortured you. You heard about that. I did. Was it as bad as the information on the computer says? Worse. I don't want to talk about that. I understand. But I just want to ask more questions. I mean, I'm not allowed to use my guns. Yeah, put those down. Listen. Deku turned to her, telling her, how about this? He's still recovering a bit, but he'll show her some fighting techniques, and he'll walk her through how to use them. He'll show her how to use a battering properly, like how Bruce taught him. What? A knife. Bruce taught me a good few methods to disable an opponent. I don't know if he still uses those methods, though. They're a bit more old school and it requires medical knowledge. What do you mean? How do you cut a tendon without cutting an artery? Carefully. Exactly. I'll show you to do a few things I know. A bit more, well, barbaric, but they help. Especially for you. How much can you bench? Bench? Yeah. I mean, come on. You gotta be strong to be able to do this job. Oh. Right. Well, I do training in strength, calisthenics, what? Because I can help you get your schedule properly set up. Now, right now, Bruce, he doesn't want to sit downstairs. Him leaning against the wall and hearing it. Just what he wanted. The two can help each other out. And hopefully this is the start of a beautiful friendship. Harper can be, essentially, his Dick Grayson. And Deku, he's left none the wiser. And right now, Bruce does get to walk away. As for Alfred, he went to go at least ask Master Bruce exactly what he was doing. Bruce walked by with a smile. And Alfred, he just smiled himself. What is that now, the third time this year? Quite interesting. Now, Deku, he's given lunch. And right now, Bruce, he himself does head back out to handle Gotham. He's got a busy day ahead of himself. And he's going to at least put the outsider suit back on the shelf for a minute. That thing might be crazy powerful, but his metabolism? Yeah. He's definitely been burning away at that for a few days, so he's gotta heal. And hopefully, by the time he does come back later tonight, he can sleep away most of this fatigue. And that right now is a Batman he doesn't focus on. He goes out, and he makes sure Gotham, they feel his return. And tonight, Deku, he himself does to at least teach Harper a few things. And whenever Duke, he does come around, Deku does try to at least get these two to spar off against each other. This could be good and informational or informative for both of them. And right now, Barbara, Dick, and Tim, they eventually do come around. And the Bat family, they start to try and warm up to this guy. But Barbara does still act a little distant in front of everybody. She still talks about Deku like he's that guy. And Deku can sort of understand. Yes, she's willing to talk to him and speak to him. But when it comes to acting the way she did last night, yeah. In front of everybody, she's not ready for that. Especially not in front of her ex, Dick Grayson. Now, with that being said, Gotham feels Batman's return. And the Bat family, they're made just a little bit more whole. Because you got the Robins, the Batgirls, the Batwoman, and right now, it grew a little bit bigger. But as that grew bigger, so did someone else's plan. So did someone else's idea. They want to take on the Bat family. They want to make sure their latest scheme goes all according to plan. Maybe they'll have to wait a bit. But hey, all this chaos, it's doing them wonders. So hey, Maybe next time Bruce comes home, his scheme will be ready. His scheme will be ready to be perpetrated. And Bruce, he won't know what hit him. Now, with that being said, Gotham over the next couple of days does start to get cleaned up. And whenever it came to everyone being taken down, Batman found Riddler relatively easily. He was still sitting with a plan. He had a lot of time to make up for. And there was also Black Mask and Two-Face. Yeah, Two-Face was a bit easy. Black Mask was a bit more troublesome. Where Two-Face hides in a warehouse with a few goons, Mask has a small army with some pretty decent weaponry. So when it came to the Bat family trying to smoke him out, essentially, they got it. It took a lot more teamwork. And Mask was not ready for a few new Robins. Now, when it also came down to Penguin and the Icicle Lounge, Deku, he was brought in on that. Penguin was quite terrified, and whenever the Red Hood made an appearance at his front door, he decided to do a few things. He sent his men out to fight, and he turned and ran with his tail between his legs. And Batman? Yeah, Batman was there to catch Penguin, because that was to be expected. Whenever Penguin figured out that these two are working together, that made him just a little bit more terrified, because that means one of them is affecting the other's judgment. And hopefully it's Batman affecting the Red Hood's judgment. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next